Okay, so as we get going today, let me turn this audio down just a little bit. I want to go through what I've collected in my resources folder. So this resource folder is available through Patreon at the lower reward level, where you guys can support me and you can get the reward of all of my resources for each project that I work on. So this particular resource is going to be all of the Fury data, and I'm sure I'll be adding more to this as we go, but I was actually able to get the museum tank. So I just wanted you guys to look at all this real quick so you could see what the actual color of this thing is. And it's crazy to me how dark the actual tank is. So I'm just going to go through these real quick so you can get a good feel for it. Like, it's really barely green at all. So I'm not going to go this dark. I'm going to try to go so-so, because we're going to go for a more stylized approach. But this is what the actual tank is. It's a great reference. And some good stuff. See, here you can get a little bit more of the green inside of a Sherman Tank. It's always good. And in here you can actually see that this is kind of an evergreen color as well. The one that I liked, this one. In certain light on these edges you can tell that it is an actual green color. It's just really dark. But anyway, let's shift back to what we're actually doing. Alright, so we've got our tank. Everything's nice and primed up, as you can see. So these pieces we watched last night, and then today, before the show, I got all these things pinned up and primed as well. So all the wheels, all of our shocks, and extra pieces. The only thing that we don't have primed up is just accessories like shovels and tools and guns and things like that, which we'll do later on. That'll be a whole nother process. So if you're interested in how this gets done, it's literally sticky tack, and this is just construction foam from Home Depot, Lowe's, any type of home improvement store where you can get insulation foam. I use it for model railroading, so I have a good deal of it lying around. But everything's nice and pinned, and it was really easy to work with. And then these wheels are literally just stuck in, and we'll need to paint the back of those at some point. But you're not going to see much of the back, so I'm not super concerned about it. So these are all of our pieces to paint. Now, I pre-mixed 2 colors. Let's see if you can see that green. That is a super, super dark green, and I hope you can tell that it is actually green. And that's going to be our base, like our true color. But because we're doing color modulation, we're going to mix it in with some of the more appropriate colors. So this is going to be our highlight color, and then we're going to mix a medium color off of this one, so a little bit darker color, and then we can go higher if we want to. And how I got these colors, because I don't have a full military set of greens, was using these 4 and a little bit of black, which is not recommended. It's actually recommended to use a little bit of blue. So the base color starts off with stained olive, which is a very dark olive drab. To make it darker, you get a dark, rich blue. This is a little bit too desaturated, but I added this to it, and then I added some black. And that's how I got the dark color. With that, I'm already pre-mixed this with a little bit of water and some airbrush flow improver. Then I took an eyedropper of this, put it in here, and then to make green lighter and still maintain its value, you add yellow. This is a marigold yellow, so it's a golden yellow. So I think it adds a little bit more richness to the green. And then again, added a little bit of water and a little bit of flow improver. And then to make more of the pot, I have regular olive drab, so mix that in there, and then a little bit more yellow, and it maintained the same coloration. So that's how these two colors were made. It's not super hard. The main thing is just you have to understand just a little bit of color theory and how the colors mix together. And the main thing is green is in the middle, blue is on the dark side, yellow is on the light side. So if you add blue, it's going to get darker, yellow, it's going to get brighter. Okay? Now, let me load up the airbrush. And what we're going to do is we're going to start with our base color. And we're going to start with these pieces. Okay? The reason why we're doing that is we want all of our shadows to be filled in, because most of these pieces contain recessed areas, and it's easier to do the mid-tone and the highlight over the dark color in this situation. For the tank, it's easier for us to outline all of the areas that get lighter colors first, then go in with the mid-tone and just gradiate up to that point, and then go with the dark color and gradiate up to that point than it is to go dark and try to put light colors on top. It's always harder, and it takes more coats of the light color to supersede the dark color. So in any circumstance that you can, it's easier to put on the light color first and then just don't touch it. So we're going to try that. So I'm going to turn off the audio on my microphone for a little while, just so that you don't have to hear the compressor going. And we're going to get to base coating all of this in dark green. Alright, as you can see, I'm constantly moving around the model. We want to make sure that we're getting a nice even coat in all directions. That's very important. Inevitably, you will miss something. So just know that you need to go back, even after we leave this. We'll come back to it just to make sure. For the sake of talking, I'm going to leave the microphone on, but please send me a chat if it's annoying to hear that compressor. I don't know if how well you can hear it through the microphone. Just trying to get some paint on it. Tack coat. Something that's sticky. Turn up my pressure. Ah, lost a wheel. See how much easier it is to paint all of these at the same time? when you've got something to actually like put it on. We're going through this paint like mad. I knew we would. I made a lot of it, and I hope I made enough. I think we still got about half the bottle left, which should be good. What I'm hoping is that we have enough left over, because you know that at some point there's going to be touch-ups. There's nothing in the rules that says that you can't pick them up off the thing. So feel free to do that. We make our own rules around here. Just be careful not to touch anything when you do. I'm actually really digging that green color. That one's already done. Okay. Now let's go through here and... I literally just moved that camera up, not in any strange direction, and now I'm all of a sudden in the shot. Hold on. Pardon the shaking. We're just gonna fix this. I won't get in the shot if it's right by my head. Okay. I guess that'll do for now. Enough moving? Cool. I think just a little more paint and that'll do it. Sorry, that was out of the shot. Might have moved myself a little bit too close now. That's the way it is, I guess. There's no perfect spot. Okay. Let me go back here. Now, honestly, on the rims, it's not that big of a deal, because that's going to end up being like a worn steel look anyway. So we really just want to make sure that we're getting the darkest color completely in all these recessed areas. That's the most important part. Okay. Now this part is messy, but needed. Waste not the paint. It's time for a color change. So all I'm doing is I wipe it out to make sure that I try to clean off the inside of the bowl as much as possible. And then I'm running my cleaner through it. I'm using a toothbrush with the needle pulled partway out to scrub the front of the airbrush and get everything off the front. At this point, you can remove the needle and wipe off any excess paint from there, then put it back in. And then we go back to spraying with the cleaner. Cleaner's out, it's time to go with water. Water's done. Now we're good. Now I'd probably do that a couple more times if I was putting it away for the evening, but since we're just going with another color, I'm not super worried about it. But I did want to get all the dark color out so it doesn't mix with the light color. I think that's important. Let's try to get a little bit more stuff in view here. I apologize for the not so black up there or whatever. Yeah, what's up, man? On to the airbrushing. Sorry, I didn't see your chat. I either wasn't paying attention to the screen or the chat bot's not working to put it up there for me. But yeah, so just to recoup or redo what we were talking about before, I already mixed my dark color green, which is a little bit more based upon what the oh, there it is. What the Fury tank was, which is a very, 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 very dark green, almost blue-black. And then this is my light base, which we're going to mix two colors out of. One is the medium and one is the light, and that's for our color modulation. So now comes the fun part, which is the actual gradients. So, gradient colors, if you're going to do a very basic color modulation, which is what we're going to do, everything gradiates up and in, okay? So, you've got this thing. This creates a natural shadow back here. So this is going to go dark to light. Here, it's going to go dark to light, dark to light, light to dark. This is going to go light to dark to light, dark to light, light to dark. It'll just kind of fade around. This is going to be pretty decently light. All of this is going to be dark, because that's all shadow. So you'll see how it goes as I work through it. There might even be a little bit of a hand brushing involved. But it is there's an art form to it. And I don't do it a whole lot, so this is actually quite fun. I'm excited. Okay, so let's start off with our light color. I'm gonna grab another pipette. You can buy these pipettes bulk off of Amazon. Super cheap. Oh, I don't know why I did that. We don't need water. Okay. So we're going to start with our light color. And remember, we're going to be blending. Man, I cannot raise that camera and then not be in the shot. It's really unfortunate. We're going to blend the dark colors back on top of it. So this is our easy color because we don't have to blend here. Okay. This is going to be fun. Okay, and let that dry for just a second. That was annoying. Okay, I think that color's good. At least for the start. So we're going to set these aside to dry. I think I do want to give myself a little bit. Yeah. Just for when I decide how it's going to go. Got something, a little bit something back there. Okay. Now then. Trying to go as light as possible. and from one direction only. Just straight on. Don't forget, if you start getting little droplets forming, that you need to clean the tip. I'm almost thinking for these wheels I might need to do this with a brush to get that high accent. Alright, so right now I'm just going around the rims. There'll be a natural gradient towards the center, and then the rest of it and the small ones we're going to do with a brush to hit those knobs. And I might have to do this a couple of times to get it to show up properly. The thing about color modulation is that you're trying to make it very contrasty, but it seems like most people aren't worried about actual light values. So I'm not necessarily trying to show where light's going to hit it. I'm trying to give it a base layer so that the oil work afterwards can really shine. I think that's the key. I think I'm going to actually take this off to work on it. So I'm just gradiating this down. I hope it's not too hard to see. I know it's not super contrasty yet. Actually, need another piece of foam just to stick this in to not mess with it. Right. Just going back and forth, going back and forth. Okay. Are you doing the Bandai X-Wing? I know there's actually a few of the Bandai X-Wings. Heh. Yeah, they've got a bunch of decals. They're cool, though, because they've got stickers, and it just depends on how you want to weather. I'm a fan, like, my brother loves just to build them and put the decals on, and he doesn't like to paint them, which is weird, because he's a 3D artist like me. But, he uses the stickers a lot. But for me, I plan on doing everything the Bandai's ever made on this show, because I love Star Wars. But I almost feel like I'd rather mask and paint versus decals. I know that there are some decals you can't get away with, like numbers and stuff, but just for authenticity, I think it'd be cool to paint them. But I feel you, like, I'm not a big fan of decals. It's tedious work. Well, the Bandai kits are awesome. Like, They're some of the best kits I've ever worked with in my life. Okay. Let's add some darkness. Ooh. Alright. Now the fun part. That's quite a bit of paint right there. See how I'm just creeping up? Okay. Now for this one, we're going to break out some trusty index cards, and we're going to make some masks. And the chances are we're going to go back and forth on this. Like, it's not just an instant amazing, you know. I'm not that talented yet. I will be, but not yet. Ooh, that was a nasty speckle. The trick is going to be just getting all these things to blend properly. And we have to remember that this, what will be dark green, is the actual base color. So eventually it needs to be what you see the most. Ah, I touched it. The whole thing is ruined. Okay. I feel like I'm lacking green. Like I need some green in there. Let me grab some green. It's like it feels too brown. Trying to think of a green that's gonna actually like punch through. Oh, this'll do it. I'm gonna add a little bit of pine green. Or rather, a lot of pine green. I think another good shot of that will dramatically help. Oh yeah, that looks awesome. Alright, I'm adding a little soap just to break through the olive drab so that I can spray it out. Because I want to get to this green color. Stay still, my friend. There we go. That's a much better green color. If you can see it. I know everything's a little glossy still. Not going to worry much about what's going on inside there right now. I'd love to get a good solid coat on this, where I know that everything's in shadow. Now this will stick on the bottom of those little feet, but that's okay. We'll fix that part later. Looks like we're going to have to go back with some highlight colors, which is fine. Hard to find a good spot to touch it. Okay. Grab that right in the middle. Alright, so I'm running through little bits and pieces with the green. Not a whole lot, just little bits. Okay. Let's do some quick drawing so we can move on, because this is going to take a good deal of back and forth. I was chatting it up and didn't realize that my microphone was off. I've got a clog that I can't unclear, so I'm gonna clean out the airbrush real quick. I was saying, I finally found the right green that matches the fury that's in my head and then what I saw in the reference materials. So because it took us so many different times to get that green color to really show through on the actual plastic, I decided to paint the whole thing green. And then we'll go back and do those highlights afterward, and it's just going to be a little bit harder. We're painting, man. Braden. So right now we're getting the base color of the Sherman Tank down, and then we're going to do color modulation on top of that. It's took me almost this whole hour to get the right freaking color green. So now I'm trying to clean out a clog in the airbrush and then go back to work. Sorry you guys can't see what I'm doing. Still haven't figured out how to do the second camera properly. Oh yeah, you might want to manually turn it down to 720p. I've got it set up for low latency, so that we're actually a little bit closer to live. Usually there's like a 3 or 4 second delay in between when I talk and you guys actually receive that information. I highly doubt that. But I really appreciate that. Thanks, Braden. The accessories, I got them off of eBay. There's an accessory pack that is for the Fury tank. It's called a Legend Update Kit. And it's decent. I think Verlinden also has an update kit that might be better. There we go. Okay, back in business. Must be some little chunkies or something in that paint somewhere, which is annoying, but something we have to live with. I might also, since I've added so much paint to it, should probably add some more flow improver to the mix. Yeah. There we go. Haha. That's funny. Yes, definitely It's a never-ending battle to get that perfect airbrush flow. I've just gotten to the point where I've completely accepted it. Like earlier this evening, through the first few coats of paint that we were playing with, it was flowing perfectly, but then it just gets one little tiny clog, and the whole thing can just completely turn on you. I think that's just why it's important to know your own airbrush, so that you can fix it. Yep. Running out of gas. Forgot to turn it back on. Alright, loud noises. Sorry. I have an air compressor. That should be that weird sound that you were hearing when the hair dryer's not blowing. Man, for large models, it is no joke that airbrushing is the way to go. I'm not even gonna kid around. It is worth the investment and is worth the time and effort to learn how to use one. Which is why I'm here, to help you. I'm laying this on thick. Yes, I do use model paint, but not necessarily the stuff that you find in the aisle. I use a product called AK Interactive, and a brand named Reaper, and a brand named Vallejo. And they're a little bit different. Vallejo you might find at the hobby store. Pardon me. But it just depends. So the hairdryer is a neat trick that incredibly speeds up the process of painting. Can you see that? Tamiya extra thin. Alright, I'm checking for random hair. Just found a fuzzy. That would drive me nuts. Yeah, thank you, Kappa. I'll see you next time. Sorry, I'm going a little bit later, just trying to catch up from where we were before, but I'll be back on tomorrow. Oh yeah, dude. That's exactly why I'm here. Yeah, it's super annoying. Sorry, my head's in the way. Real quick. Okay. Back to searching for fuzz. I think some of this is just going to have to stay. There's not much. There really was just like one here that was annoying. Oh no, no worries. I mean, to be honest with you, I'd rather, even when I get popular, still answer questions. Like, I think it's incredibly important, and the people that I enjoy watching are extremely talkative. And I really haven't found any modeler on YouTube that's extremely talkative. Like, the ones that I find that are awesome don't even talk really at all. That's why I decided to be a little bit different and to make sure that the live stream is the first and most important thing, so that anybody can hop on and get any question answered. So I'm not the best, but I have been doing this a long time. But I'm also trying new techniques too. I just found a hair on the turret, sorry. Yeah, see, and that's like, it's like a style, right? So there are going to be videos that I do that are like that, and they'll be complete edited videos, and they'll be fun, right? I do want to have, like, fun videos to watch, fun projects. But I don't want that to be the main thing. I want the main thing to be, like, live every week. I think, Braden, you're, like, exactly the type of person that I'm looking for, you know? The reason why I made this channel. Because you're exactly where I was at. When I was your age, I'm sure. And I had no idea. Oh, thanks, man. Construction foam. And I had no idea what to do, and I didn't even have YouTube back then. because YouTube didn't exist. Yeah, I do. It's Modeler Mentor. Not gonna lie, I just got it set up, so I don't really use it the way that it's supposed to be used yet, or really at all. But I will be using it. I want to find good ways to get more people that, again, like you, who want to learn to get on here. Like, you know, that's obviously that's the goal. Sure. Dude, the entire hobby is all about improvising. Are you kidding? Like, I'll show you cool stuff if I've got cool stuff. Otherwise, I'll show you how I do it without the cool stuff. Yeah, right now, as far as social media goes, I've got Modeler Mentor Twitter, I've got a Facebook page, Modeler Mentor, I've got Modeler Mentor on Instagram, and then obviously the YouTube. So those are the places to find me right now. And while I'm getting started, I don't have a whole lot up. I do have some previous work up on Instagram. I'm still working to get all the other platforms ready with previous work and etc, 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 so that there's stuff to see while I'm working on putting, obviously, all these new things up. Nice. Oh. Well, I mean, it just depends. Like, I can't dog anything like that. Did you know that for metal surfaces you can use a pencil? The graphite from a pencil. Just paint with the actual pencil lead on top of your gray or black paint, and it'll look like steel. A lot of people do that on tank treads. It's the graphite in the pencil lead. It's metallic. So when you basically you're drawing on top of your model with it, and it just goes on top, and it works really well against dark surfaces to make those dark surfaces look like real metal. It's a trick from the tank guys, the weathering guys. They use it on their tank treads on the edges to simulate a metal surface. I don't know if I've got a number 2 pencil in here, but I'll show you sometime, and you can try it out. I mean, literally just grab that pencil, like pretend that this is a pencil, and I'm just gonna rub it across the edge right here, and that edge would look metallic. It's really cool. Alright, I think we've got all of the base color done. And I think that's where we're going to stop for the night. Oh, good. Well, if you want it to look, again, like more like steel, even than metallic paint, because sometimes metallic paint has those little flakes in it and looks kind of retarded, then the graphite works really well for edge metal. Like, I'll use it with metal paints. I still use it, and I've got tons of metal paint. Just a neat trick. Completely up to you, but I would definitely try it out. Okay, so we do have our beautiful, very, very dark green color to match the Fury color. Now we still have to do all of our color modulation on top of this and with this, so that'll be done tomorrow. And I will pick some appropriate colors and test them on some plastic before we start so that we know exactly what the color is. Matte has a small amount of shine to it, while flat is perfectly flat. So, unless it says flat, then it's going to have some kind of gloss to it. It's just a slight gloss. And it's a textured gloss, if that makes any sense. Like, the difference between matte, satin, and gloss aren't just the level of gloss that they have, it's also the texture. So if you were doing a pure gloss color, like as a sealer or as a paint, it's a very smooth paint. It instantly reflects the light back at you. Now, yeah, no worries. And if you want to hear more about gloss and sealers and stuff like that, let me know tomorrow. I'll tell you all about it. Alright, you guys. Thank you so much. We will get back on here 9 o'clock tomorrow.